Happy automation!
Hey, I have a question. Maybe have you also. There's Automa is easier. Selenium. We'll compare these two. Let's move on it. Firstly, we'll compare its connection with the browser. That's definitely affected on the performance of your workflow in both cases. If you see on Automa, directly connected with your browser. But if you see Selenium, it's use a WebDriver. That's a decrease the performance of your workflow. Here is another functionality we'll compare of this, and that's Automa has a built-in schedule feature. You can schedule your task on a specific time or in a specific condition. But if you'll see on another hand in a Selenium, you'll need to import external library from this task. One another recursive that's make a different from a Selenium that are exceptions. If you'll see in a Selenium, there is a lot of exception and mostly that's it. That's really frustrated. You'll see a fallback. There's an alternative way of exception, that's a fallback and retry statement. That's a make sense, make it easier. If you'll compare a storage or a note down your data during your workflow in both cases, in a Selenium, in a Automa. Automa is also easier than a Selenium because it has built-in storage system in Automa. That's a label with the storage on the left hand side. If you'll compare with the Selenium, that you'll need to import external library. In most of cases, you will see the error of encoding and so on. There is a lot of error, but if you'll see in a storage, let's make it easier than Selenium. In a Selenium, you'll need to import pandas and so on libraries that you'll need to write a bunch of code. That's a really frustrated thing. If you know about a selector in automation, that's a really helpful in a browser automation. But if you'll see there will be no any type of selector. Have a selector tool, but that's in a IDE, which is an extension of browser in a Selenium. But there is no selector tool in a Selenium, in a Python or any other tool. You'll need to customize your selector. But if you'll see in Automa, you have a selector tool. You can make a selector and then use it in your workflow. That's really make a sense to use it and easier to use it. If you will see a syntax or an expression of writing a code in both cases, you'll compare that Automa is easier than a Selenium because you'll need to write a bunch of code in a Selenium. But if you'll switch in Automa, you'll see that you'll need to just drag and drop and connect a flow. That's make it easier. I hope you understand which is easier. As you know, these are alternative of each other. But in a browser automation task, that's Automa is really easier than a Selenium.